guys, my name is Lexi. I'm one of the Oz School Days teaching artists for music. I love music and I love all my Nashville friends and family. I just wanted to say thanks for watching and a big thanks to MNPS and Oz Arts. So today I'm here to share a STEAM activity that we can do together. So what's STEAM? It stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. But the mission behind STEAM learning is to provide you with the knowledge, skills, and experiences you need to solve the problems of the 21st century as you move into high school, college, and into careers. And one of the ways we do this is by looking at how different subjects and disciplines can share similar goals and processes, like science and the arts, for example, which is what we'll be working with today. So we're basically talking about stories and narrative. So stories inspire action. So you can use like digital storytelling projects to change the world and communicate really big ideas. Even as a student, you can even use writing and digital communication skills to raise awareness and educate others about issues that you're really passionate about. So for this project, I'm going to show you how to make a silent film about the scientific method. So what is the scientific method? The scientific method is defined as a method of research in which a problem is identified, relevant data is gathered, a hypothesis is formulated from this data, and the hypothesis is empirically tested. So what in the world does that mean? Basically, the scientific method is a way for scientists to study and learn things. It doesn't matter what the scientist is trying to learn. Using the scientific method can help them come up with an answer either way. The first thing to do with the scientific method is to come up with a question. You can't find the answer until you know the question. So next, you need to observe and gather information in order to come up with a guess, called a hypothesis, or a number of guesses to the answer. Now, you run experiments to see if your guess is right. As you run experiments, you can change your guess or hypothesis to fit your results. A key to good experiments is to only change one thing or one variable at a time. This way, you can check your results and know what you changed and see how that affects the answer. Finally, after running all the tests you can think of, you present your final answer. By going through this process, scientists have a way to verify their guesses and to do basically a double check for each other. Another scientist can take a look at your test, another student can take a look at your work and add some more things to that to help you refine your answer to the question that you originally posed. So basically you can try it and create it on your own to make something really amazing. Learning a concept can be easiest when there's a story and a character involved, which is why we're making a silent film. So what is a silent film? Long ago, all the way back in the 1900s, when filmmakers started producing movies, they didn't have a way to record sound and play it back at the same time. So movies didn't have any synchronized sound, and people had to use the picture to tell the story. So think about Charlie Chaplin. How he kind of goes around and just kind of overacts to tell his story. If you haven't seen him before, go check it out on YouTube. There's lots of free silent films that you can see there. So to provide drama and excitement to movies, live music was played in sync with the action on screen by pianos, organs, and even whole live orchestras. Now, you can make a silent film about anything, but the essential ingredients include number 1, a main character. Number 2, a motive or something that the main character wants. So that can be an object or an action or a feeling. And then number 3, you need an obstacle for the main character to work through. So this could be something unexpected, another character, something that's broken, something missing, or a problem that may need to be solved. Number 4, you need to have the main character try different strategies to get what they want or need despite the obstacles. And number 5, the last one, you need to figure out a strategy that works to lead the main character to achieving their goal or to have some sort of resolution or conclusion. So to communicate your story in silent film, you have to consider acting or action as well as body language. The way you put images together can affect how audiences feel about the movie or the action that's happening. So if you have an image of someone looking to something off camera, next you would want to show an image of the thing that the character is focusing on to draw that connection for the audience that's watching. So since the film is silent, you have to convey the problem and what you want to happen in an exaggerated manner. If you're looking at something like money versus a cute cat, and you show that cut scene after that, it can change the context of the imagery, for example. Or if you're not dramatic with actions, or if you're not overacting your actions, the meaning of what you're doing can become lost. So it's classic show, don't tell. So in silent film, you always want to consider how the use of sound and music can help to tell your story too. In film, soundtrack is just as important as visuals for telling the story, in that it helps to fully convey an intended emotion of a scene. It also is used to establish continuity in a movie, like to play on themes in music, and it also adds momentum to a scene as well. Traditionally, silent films were not usually silent. Yes, they had no dialogue, but there was usually some sort of music or sound accompanying the movie. So this could range from the basic, like an out-of-tune piano with a limited improvising player, to the more elaborate, like a large orchestra playing a specially written score. So for this silent film to create the soundtrack, I used royalty-free music that I found from YouTube, and I recorded that / downloaded it, and I layered that sound on top of the visuals that I made. But you could also just record your silent film live and play the music in the background for the exact same effect. You just kind of have to be creative with it. You can find ways to make your own sound effects too, or different ways to make simple music that can convey a mood. You could even get a friend involved too. So, are you guys ready to make a silent film? Here's what you'll need. You're gonna need a phone or a camera to record video. You'll need to find a way to get some music, whether that's YouTube or with an instrument like a kazoo or any found or made instruments. The last thing you'll need is some free editing software, like I used iMovie, but there are lots of different apps that you can download literally for free that you can use on your phone. It doesn't have to be anything super complex. So let's dive in. Also, as a side note, if you don't have the ability to make a silent movie at home, you can make a silent live action play as an example. You'll want your music, a setting like your living room, some sort of costume, and you can write out the scientific method steps in like big bright colors on pieces of white paper, and then you can hold those up. So there's all sorts of different ways that you can do this project on your own. So are you still confused? Would an example help? Okay, yeah, that would probably make sense. So here's my silent film. You don't have to do it like me, but it might give you some ideas. So check it out. So don't worry, I made it out of the silent film. It took me a while, but I got out. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed my silent film about the scientific method. In our activity, we actually used 3 of the 4 C's. If you're not familiar with the 4 C's, they stand for creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. So we used creativity, communication through telling a story, and critical thinking. Creativity involves using your artistic abilities to create and tell a story. Some of the film techniques for silent film included creating the props, thinking about dramatic shots, and how to portray emotion and tell a story or a narrative using silent film to communicate an idea. And critical thinking involves interpreting, analyzing, evaluating, explaining, sequencing scenes, using reasoning, questioning, and inferring, all of which are skills used and developed in the filmmaking process too. So in relation to the scientific method, there is also the art method or art methodology. Art methodology refers to a studied and constantly reassessed and questioned method within the arts, as opposed to a method that's merely applied. This process of studying the method and reassessing its effectiveness allows art to move on and change. This is very similar to the scientific method. And I bring this up because I want to reiterate, there is no one right way to make a film. We can use the scientific method to think critically about the variables in our art making that we can change and control. You can even use the scientific method to narrow down which options work best for you with editing options and what things work most effectively to tell a story. So once you've made a silent film or a silent play about the scientific method, what else could you make a silent film or play about? Maybe how to repot a plant, how to give your dog a bath, how to do a handstand. The sky's the limit when you're creating film. So use your scientific and creative energies to help tell a story and potentially change the world. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making it. I hope you try it out and see what you can make and share it online. I'll see you guys later. Bye!